The horror genre seems to express a desire to explore the darker side of life, that is, the concept of death. Typically, this exploration focuses on the different means by which a person can die through a killer dropping bodies. This formula is most apparent within the slasher subgenre of horror. An unstoppable evil, manifested through the body of a notorious killer, stalks and preys on unsuspecting characters. Typically, these are teens. What this brings to an audience is a way to view death on a creatively masochistic level. In turn, the concept of death is only focused on the killer-to-victim relationship. The viewer sees the action of the killer, followed by the death of the victim. If other characters are involved, they are reserved to depicting faces of fear, prompting the viewer to also react in fear. Thus, the goal of death scenes, especially within this slasher genre, is to terrify and shock. However, not all films within the genre fall into this formula completely. The 2012 film The Cabin in the Woods, written by Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard, takes the conventions of horror and flips them. This was not Joss Whedon's first foray into depicting horror in a subversive way. His series Buffy the Vampire Slayer treated death as more than just a pile of bodies to exploit. The profound impact of character death is shown repeatedly throughout the series. Weedon uses these moments to display the far-reaching effects, the impact, and the mourning that death brings. The 1981 film Halloween 2, a sequel to 1978's Halloween, continues its plot from where the first film left off. All of the deaths from the first film are now addressed by the characters. In a scene that subverts the slasher formula, a sheriff must confront the death of his daughter. What this allows is the viewer to see not only the aftermath of death, but it also explores a different aspect altogether. Once the gore and fear is gone, the remnants of that person are left to be dealt with by the other characters. It's a rare occurrence to see a parent mourn over the death of a child, especially in the horror world, but again, not impossible. The depictions of death and mourning within the Buffy the Vampire Slayer universe are all in line with those of Halloween 2. In Season 1 of the show, the episode Prophecy Girl dealt with a number of deaths, including the possibility of Buffy herself perishing. One scene reveals the deaths of a number of students at the hands of vampires.
Cartoons. That's so cute. That's not cute. That's annoying. I'm annoyed.
Right. I'm furious.
Men, I don't know why we put up with them.
I hear you.
Obviously, Kevin has underestimated the power of my icy stare. Oh my god! Kevin! No!
As the character Willow moves toward the mass of bodies, the horror is on display with a bloody handprint accenting the already massacred room.
This was different.
The following scene, however, allows Willow to express her true feelings behind what she saw.
How to say it? To explain it so you understand.
It doesn't matter as long as you're okay.
I'm not okay. I knew those guys. I go to that room every day. And when I walked in there, it wasn't our world anymore. They made it theirs. And they had fun. What are we gonna do?
Well, we have to.
In the episode Passion, the tragic death of Jenny Calendar occurs. Her death scene is crafted much like a horror chase, with Angela stalking after her.
Sorry, Jenny. This is where you get off.
Weedon then takes the next step to show the heartbroken and shell-shocked Giles upon seeing her body. Much like life, teens and adults were not the only age ranges to die and be explored on the series. In the episode Gingerbread, the town is rocked by the death of 2 young children. Here, not only is there a focus around the impact that the children's death has had, but it also involves the entire community.
I want to thank you all for coming in the aftermath of such a tragic crime.
Silence is this town's disease. For too long, we've been plagued by unnatural evils. This isn't our town anymore. It belongs to the monsters and the witches and the slayers. I say it's time for the grown-ups to take Sunnydale back. I say we start by finding the people who did this and making them pay.
The strongest depiction of Weedon's approach to character death comes in the episode The Body.
What are you doing?
The episode deals with the death of Joyce, Buffy's mother, at the hands of natural causes.
Mom? Mom? Mommy? Mom. 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 Mom!
While there is one brief vampire fight, the entire episode revolves around each character's reaction to Joyce's passing. Buffy has no one to defeat in revenge and must rather revert to her role as a daughter and mourn the loss of her mother.
No,
Joyce!
we're not supposed to move the body!
For a series that continually depicts the deaths of vampires, or the monsters of the show, there is an interesting scene in which Weedon gives the demon Anya a chance to express her feelings on death.
I don't understand how this all happens, how we go through this. I mean, I knew her, and then there's just a body, and I don't understand why she just can't get back in it and not be dead anymore. It's stupid. It's mortal and stupid. And Xander's crying and not talking, and I was having fruit punch, and I thought, well, Joyce will never have any more fruit punch, ever, and she'll never have eggs, or yawn, or brush her hair, not ever, and no one will explain to me why.
It is clear that Weedon addressed mortality from the standpoint of the aftermath and effects that death can bring. His characters stepped away from the horror convention that bodies are just tools to try new kills with. In his eyes, the victim is more than just a body.